big impact. Oh my goodness.
Gosh.
I mean, the speeds that they're getting going into turn one. And if wanted to figure out what went wrong there, let's take a look.
Oh boy.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, and I'm sure Kyle was coming over to apologize.
Some sort of mechanical issue on the 5 car for him. Look at that. He is flying when he comes in there.
So I heard him say,
Wow.
I have a pedal, which looking back now, maybe he didn't have brakes and now he does have brakes. That's the one thing that seems to make sense. And to your point, that is why he went over to talk to Ty Dillon.
I'd say we're lucky that wasn't worse than it was. I mean,
well, here's proof that it's full moon Saturday night. Experts say it's best to water lawns in the early evening or early morning, around 3 a.m. So note to the grounds crew, deactivate the sprinklers on race night, please.
Yes, I'd say we have a small 911 here.
Kyle Larson could not find the brake pedal at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in 2022. He would fly full speed into turn number 1, nailing Ty Dillon and hitting him hard into the driver's side door. Thankfully, both drivers were okay, but this is a very stupid look on Kyle Larson. Indianapolis has always had a fair share of idiotic moments in NASCAR, but none will be as stupid as when Chase Briscoe was black flagged for passing in the grass and then taking his anger out on Denny Hamlin and then being disqualified, and neither one of them were able to keep their positions and have a great finish. Chase Briscoe was ultimately disqualified from his finish and sent to the tail end of the longest line.
Oh, he's going to spin Denny. Denny is spun out. The 14 car spun Denny Hamlin out into turn 10.
Sheared off a little bit.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Wow.
Oh my gosh. Somebody did that on a dare. Good
No
grief.
way.
This isn't even a driver, and this is still one of the stupidest things I've ever seen in NASCAR. A fan walking onto the racetrack, running onto the, massively drunk, probably, running onto the racetrack with the entire field and cars racing by him at over 200 miles per hour. This is so stupid.
Adding tape, Dale, you mentioned it earlier. We mentioned maybe some marks on the grill. Well, that piece way too large or in the wrong area. A miscalculation by the 11 crew, currently running 3rd in the race, was in position. How long can this Toyota engine hold on? So here's the crew member right here putting it on. Man, that is that's half the grill they've covered right there.
Just so crushing for Denny Hamlin, this 11 team, the slow roll down pit road, and it's just spewing water everywhere. They're going to get the tape off of it at this point. Just kind of salvage what they can salvage here. Ford Goodyear tires, but man, look at all that water it's losing, Steve. I don't know how long that thing could last when he's going to go back out on the racetrack.
He needs to get back out there, get the temperature down. You saw the tape pulled off. Once again, that tape was put.
How to lose a championship 101. Put a big piece of fat tape on your front grille and you're bound to blow an engine. Well, this was the call that Chris Gabehart gave to Denny Hamlin in his best ever championship appearance. In 2019, Denny Hamlin had the fastest car as the lights turned on at Homestead Miami Speedway. Chris Gabehart called for a big piece of tape on the grille, which would ultimately be the demise of Hamlin as his engine would start to overheat and he would have to come back down pit road, remove the tape, and continue on a lap down.
They're going behind the wall. You heard on the radiator, on the radio, is it the radiator or the oil cooler? So there must be a leak of some sort. You see the nose crushed in right here. I think it happened coming to pit road, didn't it, Jeff?
Mechanical. Pull it over here behind the wall.
it almost had to. I saw everybody bottled up on pit road. You see the safety trucks on pit road.
Yeah, the ambulance stops right at the commitment line.
That's just a miscommunication. I don't know if NASCAR told them to roll, or if they rolled by themselves and pit road was open. Normally pit road would not be open with the rescue squad there, but you can see right here they have no idea he's supposed to be, that he's going to be there. He's not supposed to be there. He shouldn't be there.
I never thought an ambulance driver in NASCAR would be stupid, but this one definitely was. This ambulance was parked at the entrance at pit road during the 2017 Richmond race, and it ultimately almost cost Matt Kenseth a championship appearance in the playoffs. This ambulance would block pit road and ended up having a accordion effect, and Matt Kenseth's front nose would be damaged and hindering his chances at winning the race, and ultimately almost missing the playoffs.
Stay out around you, stay out. Not with this core. Planning on staying here. Stay.
Ready? Pit to pit.
Oh,
They have crashed at the entrance of pit road.
the was he thinking? He was never going to make the commitment cone anyway. It's just the same old. Please apologize to them as much as you possibly can.
Little speedy dry, and Brandon Jones hits the wall.
Wow.
Hang on to it.
Tyler Reddick in the 9 also with an issue.
Keep it up there.
Caution coming out again.
And Hemrick moved away to try to prevent the side draft, and then the 19 went to try to side draft. Next thing you know, he was sideways. I don't think I've ever seen that before, Junior. Have you?
Yeah, I haven't seen anything.
And they're lined up 2 and 3 wide behind. Further back, Jimmy Johnson. 3 wide to the inside. Johnson goes around hard into the wall. Kurt Busch is there. Paul Menard is involved. Others are trying to avoid Jimmy Johnson, whose playoff hopes have just ended.
Bubba on the outside in the 23, just contact there from Bowman. Bubba kind of gassed it up.
Ty Gibbs tiptoeing his way. This is the battle for third. Larson, Zane Smith. Oh, and Chase Briscoe. He'll nail the tire barrier in 6.
Red Black 20, Bubba Wallace around in front of the field. He was inside the top 5 as everybody tries to come around him, kind of in a blind.
Right up against the wall, and then Christopher Bell will angle his car in. Larson, Larson's in hot. Oh, he'll go windshield deep. Kyle Larson locks it down and slams into the tire barrier while racing for second here in turn 6.
Very hard contact for Kyle Larson in turn 6. Caution has come out. He's trying to get unlocked from that tire barrier, but to no avail. Looked like he was going to shorten that car up as hard as he was going in there.
Yeah, that's one of the hardest hits we've seen in turn 6. Here, he's stuck. To leg it out over Joey Hand. Truex sideways, he gets into Bell. Hit by Hocevar. That may derail it for Bell. He continues on, but loses all that track position he had gained.
This is probably one of the worst ever accidents in the NASCAR Cup Series that has ever happened to the Busch brothers. Both Busch brothers during the 2007 All-Star race had a fantastic car. Either one of them was bound to win the $1 million and take home the checkered flag. But unfortunately, Kyle Busch would throw an early dive bomb on Kurt Busch, sending both of them into the wall, crashing and ending both of their nights. What a disaster.
Got such a run through the middle of 3 and 4. He's going to take second spot away from Burton. Here comes his brother Kyle to the inside.
And almost wrecked him.
I told you. There he goes. I told you.
Oh my gosh.
Checkers are wreckers.
That boy's got a lot of talent. If only he can harness it on a weekly basis.
How'd you like to be the referee in that family? Got that nose in there. Now they're hooked together. Little wobble, and he's out of control. And boy, he just barely got the back of the 2 cars. They went into the corner.
And here is Dick Berggren.
With Kyle Busch. I'm with Kyle Busch and Kurt rather, sorry. And we've just moved out of the way so the mechanics can work on the car. How much more difficult is it when it's you and your brother than when it's you and somebody else that takes you out?
Yeah, I was waiting for the day, and we got together. I was making a clean move on the 31, and then I got a car on my inside when I'm on the bottom lane. And so I was waiting for the day when we got together. We did, and we were racing for $1 million. You know, the tough part is I wrecked real close to the end at the Daytona 500, and there was a lot of money up for line, and a guy named Harvick won the race. A guy named Harvick's leading right now. So that was a bummer to have my little brother pull that move on me, and maybe I should have given an inch instead of taking an inch from him.
You will talk to him.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll talk to each other. It's just tough to have this scenario happen out on the track, but inevitably it was going to happen. So we'll see what he has to say about it, and we'll see what we can do to discuss it. But right now, I'm not eating any Kellogg.
Alex Bowman down the backstretch would go through one of the worst blocks in NASCAR history, with Clint Boyer pushing Joey Logano at over 10 miles an hour faster. Alex Bowman thought he could throw this idiotic block, and ultimately it did not work, sending the entire field flying apart.
Run coming by the 22 car.
2 is clear.
And he goes low. 88 goes low as well.
Make the 2 come on. Big wreck in your mirror. Toss us out.
Here you go right here. 22 being pushed. Goes to the inside. Alex tries to block. They make contact. Around Alex goes. That's what we're talking about with blocking. You know, blocking is one of the things you have to do. You also have to know when you can't do it. But if you don't block, you're not going to win this race. It's just a difficult decision to make.
The Jesse Iwuji moments in NASCAR will always live on in most idiotic fashion, but none will be more idiotic and stupid than when he wrecked race leader Ty Gibbs under caution at Portland in the rain trying to get his lap back. This was just so dumb.
Drying out. It is going to get him a racing.
What happened? A problem for Ty Gibbs. This is in the front.
Oh, wow.
Straightaway chicane, the Shelton chicane.
I heard the crowd in the background, and I wasn't sure what happened.
Oh, what? Oh, my gosh. He just gets tagged by Jesse Iwuji.
What is he thinking?
How does that happen?
Yeah, we got to get another replay to see.
Did the pace car pull out and slow him down pretty quickly in front of the field is the question. I had this happen. I was at ORP leading the race. Pace car pulled out in front of me. Stephen Wallace got me, spun me out leading the race. So I know what he's feeling right now, but man.
It looks like the car's okay.
See the intensity level coming up on these guys.
We saw Mike Wallace look like he was going below David Rudeman right here, but they ran up on a slower car. Wow.
Right. Man.
That's Kevin LePage's 61 that Carl Edwards went up across the back of. And then it all broke loose behind him. Cars slipping and sliding. Kelly Byers involved. Brad Keselowski, watch again.
Oh, you see what happened here. This 61 was not up to speed, and it's almost like these guys moved over and didn't see him.